Live from New York's #1 news with Shirlene Ellicott, Mike Marza, and Sam Champion. This is Eyewitness News Mornings at 10.
Former President Trump making a surprise campaign stop this morning at a construction site in Midtown. The visit comes ahead of his court appearance for his hush money trial today. Plus this.
I'm over the moon about the change in the law.
Hearing from the homeowner who was arrested as our cameras were rolling about the changes to the squatter laws that quickly followed. 7 on your side's Dan Krauth, and he is joining us later in the show to talk about this huge story.
Yeah, looking forward to hearing from her. But first at 10, we have breaking news. The state's Court of Appeals just overturned Harvey Weinstein's 2020 rape conviction in the landmark Me Too trial.
The disgraced media mogul, previously convicted of sex crimes against 3 women in New York. Pedro Rivera in the newsroom now following the breaking details. Pedro.
Yeah, Mike, that news coming down a little less than an hour ago. The New York Court of Appeals, in a 4-3 decision, found the trial judge who presided over Mr. Weinstein's case made a critical mistake. During the case, the judge allowed women who said Weinstein assaulted them to be called in as witnesses. These women's allegations, however, were not part of the case. The appeals court ruled that Weinstein did not get a fair trial, writing that he was, quote, not tried solely on disgraced movie mogul. Well, that'll be up to Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg to decide whether to seek a retrial. Mr. Bragg's office, by the way, wasting no time, releasing a statement saying it will do everything in its power to retry the case. Weinstein's attorney also releasing a statement that reads in part, quote, this is not just a victory for Mr. Weinstein, but for every criminal defendant in the state of New York. And we compliment the Court of Appeals for upholding the most basic principles that a criminal defendant should have in a trial. It is important to note, Weinstein was also sentenced to 16 years in prison in California after he was convicted of raping a woman at a Beverly Hills hotel. So he's not going to be released immediately. He does remain behind bars in upstate New York. We'll continue to bring you updates at noon.
Pedro, thank you. Appreciate that. And, you know, by the way, I spent weeks covering the Harvey Weinstein trial. I was there for the verdict. There was a lot of conversation during the trial about the procedural things that were happening in court, and a lot of legal minds this morning saying this is not a big surprise, but it does have potentially big impacts. It will have much more coming up at the bottom of the hour, as we're going to be joined by former investigator and former NYPD chief of detectives and ABC News contributor Bob Boyce. He's going to join us right here. So a lot to get to this morning.
In the meantime, today the Supreme Court is going to be hearing arguments today over whether Trump.
Lori, thank you.
With the wedding plans.
That's right.
Congratulations. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much.
All right, coming up here on Mornings at 10, new controversy over those protests at Columbia University. So the local lawmaker whose comments are now getting the attention of the NYPD. We'll have that.
Plus, taking a closer look at the state of buildings in New York City and how safe these structures are.
Also, the new warning that could start seeing restaurant menus change in the city. Why officials want people to know how much sugar are you really eating.
From New York's #1 news with Shirlene, Mike, and Sam, Eyewitness News Mornings at 10 continues.
Welcome back to Eyewitness News Mornings at 10. In a moment, we're going to get the latest on the protests that have been happening at Columbia University. We're also going to be speaking with former NYPD Chief of Detectives Bob Boyce about this reversal.
Does it feel like to anyone else that this day is going like this? There's so much news. There's so much information.
So busy.
So much.
All right, take a breath because we've got at least some cool, fresh air out there to talk about. So as you woke up this morning, there was a little bit of a chill. We had some frost and freeze going on in northern western parts of our area, but even the city numbers were a little cooler than they should be for this time of year. We're going to keep that theme going this afternoon and even into tonight and tomorrow morning. Starting tomorrow, we're moving a warm front closer to us, but that doesn't help us right away. Here's your numbers. We're in 50 degrees right now in Wrightstown, but it's taken everything to get us there. And look at the 47 through the city. Now, this is for overnight again tonight, just letting you know that there's some chilly air that still stays in place. Sunshine's trying to do its job. There's a really low level of clouds that's not helping us. If we got the full sunshine, we might be able to warm up this Canadian air just a few degrees warmer. If we didn't have that cloud layer, we might get to 60 degrees today, but I just don't know that that's possible. Right around 3 o'clock, 57 is about the best we can do. Some of the guidance was going 55 as the high. We've decided to go a little bit warmer than that, just knowing that the sunshine has been delivering some mild temperatures. So here's 57 in the city, but look at the 59 inland areas. Look at Poughkeepsie going a little warmer. There, I think you could get the 60-degree mark, but we'll talk about the warm front and the 80-degree temperatures when we come back.
Oh, yes, please. Let's talk about that much more as we continue here. Mornings at 10. Bottom of the hour, top of the news now, and this back and forth over the protest on Columbia's campus and the school's decision to call in the NYPD to clear things out.
One local lawmaker said that the police should not have been called in, but the NYPD is firing back. Lindsay Tuckman live in Morningside Heights with the details for us. Lindsay?
To the 2020 election. The outcome could determine whether Trump faces a federal trial this year on the 4 felony counts brought by special counsel Jack Smith. Arguments today. We don't expect a decision with the Supreme Court, though, for about a month or so, maybe a couple of months at the end of June. So we'll be following that case closely.
Certainly stay on top of it. Thank you for watching this edition of Eyewitness News, mornings at 10.
Back at noon with more news.
See you tomorrow.
Time and temperature, sponsored by TD Bank.